Are taking photographs with me out here today. You got to remember this though. Anything dropped off the truck stays off the truck because the animals, we can't get out and pick up cell phones or cameras or hats or glasses or anything. So hold on tight to all your stuff. If you take a look up above your heads, I actually have some pictures of some of the animals I might be able to find for you up there. We have all those animals and a whole bunch more. And of course, if you brought any food, put it away. There's no open food allowed on the safari trucks. No eating, no snacking of any kind, and that is for our animal safety. And since no one's allowed to stand up on the truck or pop up and down off their seats to take photographs or look at animals, I do see a lot of children back there. Now, if you got any little kids, you can sit them on your lap if you want to. But if you're going to put children on your lap, you got to do it before we enter the reserve. Once we enter the reserve, children have to stay where they're at. They cannot be lifted up off their seats. They cannot be passed back and forth across the vehicle. You cannot stand them on your lap. You cannot stand them on a seat. You cannot lift them into the air. No, they have to be seated in one spot only throughout the entire trip. With no exception, of course. So if you do have any little kids back there, make sure you supervise them at all times. Because if I see them standing up, I'll supervise them for you. That's right. I supervise adults too. Pretty much every day. But gotta do what I gotta do for everyone's safety, without a doubt. Oh, and if you're taking photographs and you're able to switch your camera to a fast shutter speed, you know, something like maybe a motion, a sports, or an action mode, you go ahead and do that because you'll get a whole lot better of a picture that way because it gets pretty rough back there. That's why no one's allowed to get up off their seats. Now the warden's got to check every row to make sure everyone, including children, are fully seated before he lets me leave here. And he says you're seated, and I'm going to check my magic mirror, and I see you're all seated, so here we go. Alright, now we're going to enter the Harambe Wildlife Reserve here in a moment, but we're going to enter it in a forest, everybody, and there's a lot of natural cover and camouflage for the animals out here in this forest we're going to be looking for. So when we get in here, look under the bushes and behind the trees and in the big clumps of bamboo. Because a lot of the animals out here on the reserve, we could drive right by them and not even see them if you're not paying attention. That's how animals hide from predators. It's their natural ability to blend in with their surroundings. So let's head on into the little Aturi Forest and see what kind of luck we have this time of day. Hey, there's a greater kudu right there in front of me. Check it out. All right, it's a beautiful female. I know it's a girl because boys have horns, and the boys are a lot bigger. They weigh 750 pounds. Ain't she a pretty girl? Hello there, kudu. You okay with us? I'm going to take your picture. What you nibbling on there? Something good? She is beautiful, isn't she? You see that? Animals, yay. Oh, there's actually no copy in the bushes over on the right, if you can see its head. All I see is its head, actually. It's in that bush on the other side of the water hole. Oh, copy are pretty rare. They weren't discovered until 1901, a little over 100 years ago. They're the only known living relatives of giraffes. You can see it. It's got a giraffe's head, without a doubt. But it's got stripes on its legs and stuff. But it's a giraffe that lives in the forest. And they're all here because of the water hole. Animals and water go together. Everything out here needs a drink, you know, sooner or later. Some animals a lot later than sooner, but everything needs water. Like two more kudu right there on the right, up on top of the hill there. And those are both girls too, I can say. Males have beautiful horns. Oh, and speaking of horns, look on the left. There's a black rhino taking a nap right there. That's one of the rarest animals in the world. You know, a lot of people don't know there used to be hundreds of thousands of them. Because of humans, there's less than 5,000 left in the whole world. And that includes the captivity. I mean, they're almost gone now because of us and our greed. If they do disappear from the world one day, it's going to be our fault. That'll be a tragedy if that happens. Oh, we got some beautiful bongo coming up here, too. These reddish brown animals. Now, bongo are one of the prettiest antelope out here, but they're so rarely photographed, people call them the ghost of the forest because they're crepuscular, which is a fancy word. It means they're only active in the early morning, early evening. So what they're doing up right now, I have no idea. Unless they know rain's coming, they're going to go find a better hiding spot and try to stay out of the rain today. That's a beautiful big male right there. Right, look at those big old horns. They are beautiful, without a doubt. Okay, and we're having good luck already. Let's see if our luck continues. I'm going to head over towards the Safi River and look for hippopotamus for you. Everybody likes hippos. I have good luck finding them because, you know, hippos are nocturnal. They sleep all day. But they sleep in the river because they're so big, they overheat. Water helps keep them cool. You know, male hippos actually weigh like 5,000 pounds, so they're not too hard to find. Unless the water is really deep or dirty. So keep your eyes on the river. Just remember, stay seated. They come up to breathe about every 8 minutes. You never know, they'll pop up in their eyes. Do you see one? Looks like a couple of them, actually. I think they're kind of cute for as big as they are. And they smell terrible. They're really stinky, but I like them anyway. Hello, hippopotamuses. Yeah, see that? They're using each other like pillows. So they don't have to keep popping up and down to breathe. And we got quite a few on the left-hand side of the truck over here, too. Look at that. See that? Lots of hippos. Oh, and if you notice the pelicans over here, these are kind of interesting birds. Pink-backed pelicans, the only pelican in the world that works together to herd fish in this shallow water. That way they can all catch them. That's smart. And I see they're actually building some nests on the island. They're going to start having baby pelicans, it looks like. I hope they have a whole bunch of them. Even pelicans are cute when they're little. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. We got to cross a bridge up here, too. Before we cross it, though, I got to remind everyone just once more to keep your seats. But if you have children, supervise them right now. Make sure all the kids are glued to those seats as I instructed, because almost every time I cross this bridge, I find a couple hungry Nile crocodiles hanging around under it. And today's no exception either. I see some crocs down there, man. Quite a few of them. Now, they grow to be 20 feet long, and 20 feet long, that's really big. They crush bones with over 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Catch prey way bigger than you and me, like zebras, wildebeest, and things like that when they come down here and get a drink of water. And they're always hungry, too. That's right. That's one of the bridges on the reserve I don't even like to cross. No way. Alright, but now I don't see anything else around here, so we're going to go ahead and leave the forest, and we're going to enter onto the Serengeti grasslands. That's home to some of everyone's favorite animals, like elephants, and giraffes, zebras, and wildebeest, gazelle and antelopes. Even cheetahs and lions live out there. Who knows what we'll find? It's a completely different ecosystem than the forest here. And right up here is my favorite view of the reserve, too. And that's because it's the highest spot on the reserve. I can see things from up here sometimes. And I do see some animals. I see a wildebeest over there. And if you look a half mile on the right, there's a giraffe sitting on the ground, way out there in the distance, so you can see it, way over there. Giraffes are kind of easy to find because they're the tallest animals in the world, after all. I can spot giraffes a couple miles away sometimes. Everybody loves giraffes. Kind of amazes me how little people know about them. Oh, we got some little antelope at the bottom of the hill. Coming up on the right-hand side, I see some springbok you might get a picture of. Everybody thinks springbok are babies because they're small, but they're full-grown. They just don't get big. But they're kind of amazing. For as small as they are, they can run 55 miles an hour and jump over top of our truck. They're like the 6th fastest mammal in the world. They can jump 11.5 feet in the air repeatedly. Just boing, 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 boing. That is kind of amazing for a tiny little antelope like these guys. And they're not babies. They're full-grown. Just as big as they get. They're pretty cute. You can see that wildebeest over there on the right-hand side. All you can see is his butt right now. He's wagging his tail over there. Everybody knows what wildebeest are. Wildebeest, they're not cute or pretty. They're really kind of funny looking. With their flat-faced little horns. Everybody knows what a wildebeest is. Wildebeest actually means wild beast. That word comes from the Dutch settlers that settled out here to East Africa a long time ago. And they say about 1.5 million wildebeest still cross the grasslands every year. And that's a lot of wildebeest. 1.5 million wildebeest. I see sable antelope over there in front of us in the distance. You might get a picture of. Sable are the official symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Actually, males are. Male sable. They don't run away from predators. They fight. Most antelope see a lion or something, they run away, but not sable. Oh, okay. We have a carnivore on the left. Look behind that little short little tree there. Right at the very edge of those big giant rocks, there's some wild African dogs down there. They're called painted dogs as well. And they're pretty little dogs. But most people don't know when they see them. They're looking at the greatest hunters in Africa. Those little dogs right back there actually catch more prey than all the other carnivores in Africa put together. If they start chasing something, they never stop till they catch it. And they can actually eat a whole wildebeest in 30 minutes, bones and all. They're kind of like the piranha dogs. Every one of them can eat 1/3 of their body weight in meat and bone all at once, and that's incredible. I mean, they're really, really pretty, but they're one of the most dangerous animals here. And maybe gonna look at one of those sable over here on the left. You know, being females, even they can do lethal damage to any predator with those horns on their heads. The male's horns are bigger, thicker, stronger. And we're gonna see if we catch up to that giraffe I saw from the top of the hill. Everybody loves giraffes. Maybe we'll get a picture of one. You know, I bring a lot of people out here on safari, and it seems like nobody even knows there's 9 different species of giraffes. Most people just think they're all the same, but there's 9 different kinds. The ones that live here are named after an African tribe called the Maasai tribe. They're called Maasai giraffes. And the word giraffe means something. It comes from the Arabic language, the word giraffe, and it means graceful. Because they're very graceful, unless they bend over. Then they look all awkward, but yeah. Giraffes are very graceful animals. And we got quite a few wildebeests coming up here. Hello, little springboks. They're heading off somewhere. There we go, wildebeests. They're definitely not cute. Everybody remembers them from the Lion King movie. And that movie's been out for 25 years this year. Did you know that? Yeah, wow. Everybody remembers when they squished Mufasa. That was very sad. Still kind of sad, 25 years later. But it's okay to talk about it now. It's not too soon anymore. Where'd that giraffe go? Is it still there? Yeah, there's a couple of them. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them right there. Oh, there's a couple. Oh, we're going to get right up next to one right here. If you got a camera, check this out. We got a beautiful female Maasai giraffe. I'm going to pull right up here next to her and go nice and slow. Now, she is a very pretty girl. Hello there. You okay with us taking a picture? You don't care, do you? Now, I'll tell you more about giraffes. They have the largest heart of any animals in Africa. You know, their hearts are bigger than basketballs. They have the highest blood pressure of any animal in the world. And that makes sense if you think about it. It takes a lot of pressure to pump blood up to a giraffe's brain. Strangest thing about a giraffe, they only sleep 30 minutes a day. And that's because they eat 22 hours a day. Giraffes don't have time to sleep. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Oh, if you look at the palm trees, there's some Ankoli cattle in there too on the right-hand side. I can see some horns sticking up over the bottom of those giraffes. Ankoli cattle grow the largest horns of any animal I've ever seen. I wish they was out in the open where you get a picture of them, but they're hiding up in there in the bushes. Alright, let's check out the next watering hole. It's just around this corner. Now, we got pretty lucky back there in the forest and found that black rhino. Let's see if we can find anything that's good around this watering hole here. Okay, I don't see anything. Oh yeah, I do. There's an elephant way out there in the distance on that. Now it's not a very good picture of an elephant because all I can really see is his butt. But yeah, I can tell you it's a male just by the size of it. Way bigger than any females. That big fellow over there probably weighs about 13, maybe 13,500 pounds. Not quite 14,000 pounds, but that's still pretty big. And there he is again. Really still all you can see is his butt. Alright, but I'll tell you, since that's not the best picture of an elephant I've seen lately, I'm going to see if I can find another one for you. Maybe we'll get a better picture. Just around the corner here, across this bridge, is a place called the Red Clay Pits where elephants go all the time. They go there and they dig the clay up out of the ground and they eat it. And yeah, they eat dirt. That's right. But the clay is really good for the elephants, you know. It gives them minerals and stuff they don't get in their usual diets. Okay, I see tusk marks in the clay already. Now, I can't tell you if they're fresh, but there's been some elements here by the looks of it. Maybe we'll get lucky. There's one. Way out there in the distance on the left. Way over there. Too far away. Let's see if there's any closer. And there is. Haha. Alright, since there's more than one, it's a herd of females and their babies. Actually, I see a little baby elephant already. You know, females and babies congregate together in herds. It's the males that like hanging out all by themselves. Let's see if I can tell you how old this little elephant is here. I'm pretty good at guessing their ages. Now, by the size of it, it's probably about a 2-year-old. And they're all playing in the mud. Lots of animals like mud, you know, keeps the bugs off of it and stuff. Now, that little thing there, I'll tell you a little bit about it. If it's a little boy, he'll stay here with his mom until he's about 15 years old, and then mom will chase him away. Aha, that's right. But you know, if that's a little girl, she'll stay with her mother and the rest of the female elephants for the rest of her life. Actually, the only thing in the world that stays with her parents longer than elephants are humans, unfortunately. That's sad. And they're big when they're born, 300 pounds. Any moms back there? Listen to this, mom. The female elephants, they're pregnant for 22 months. Almost 2 solid years. Takes a long time to grow a 300-pound baby elephant. They're all special, though. Every one of them special, because they're the future, after all. Oh, and here's a little flock of flamingos, too. Now, flamingos are always a good photograph, because they're just so pretty. These are called the greater flamingo, and I know it because they're the tallest flamingo. The males stand 5 feet tall, and that's big for a bird. Lots of people know that they turn pink because they eat brine shrimp too, but they don't know why, but I do, so I'll tell you why. Brine shrimp contains beta-carotene. That's a vitamin A. That's what turns flamingos pink, everybody. They're big and pink and pretty. Alright, now we're going to take a chance and see if I can find one of the more dangerous animals on the reserve for you. There's a big mud wallow right around this corner where white rhinos gather to roll in the mud. And I see one. If you got any children, supervise them. Make sure they're glued to those seats. Because these are one of the most dangerous animals out here, man. They're the only thing bigger than white rhinos are elephants. They're the 2nd largest mammal in Africa. And those are just little ones. But they're still pretty impressive. But just like black rhinos, they're not safe anywhere in the world because of humans. They're not even safe here on our reserve. And that's really sad stuff. There's another one right there on the right. Look at that. I'll tell you why they're dangerous. I mean, they are literally giants, these things. But they have the worst eyesight ever. They can only see 35 feet. If you get within 35 feet and they see you, they get mad or scared, they step on you, and they squish you. Yeah, they get mad at me all the time. They keep popping my tires on my truck, and I ain't joking. I mean, most people don't know, but a herd of rhinos is called a crash, and there's a reason for that. They only see 35 feet, but they run 35 miles an hour. So they crash into things all the time, like my truck. That's why you're not allowed to stand up back there, because those guys. And those are just little ones. Go make some babies. Lots of baby rhinos. Yeah, maybe we can find a big male out here someplace. We'll see. Okay, what's that? Oh, it's our first big cat. On the left front, there's a tree with a big V in it. Right behind it is a cheetah. It's got its back to us, though. It's facing the wrong way, but I can tell you, everybody knows the fastest mammal on Earth is a cheetah, but most people don't know the fastest one ever recorded was 72 miles an hour. Their average speed is 60. The only big cat that'll hunt during the daytime, the only big African cat that'll purr. Smallest of the big cats out here, but still a big cat. I think they're the prettiest big cat. But speaking of big cats, we're going to take a chance. It's going to be a long shot, but we're going to circle around a big giant rock here called the Kopi, and we're going to look for lions. Lions love Kopis. They lay up there and they sleep all day. Because, you know, they are nocturnal like hippos. If you ever do get a picture of a lion during the daytime, it's usually sleeping, but they have fooled me before. And sometimes you find some, sometimes you don't. You never know till you circle all the way around and check it. But we're going to do it and see. Oh, look. Zebras. A couple zebras up here. We have 3 different kinds of zebras. Mountains, grevies, and grants. These are grants. This is the most common zebra. This is actually the zebra everybody thinks about when you say the word zebra, or these zebras right here. And there is an ostrich. Look at all the ostriches. Those things freak me out, man. I don't like ostriches. Hey, look at all those little rhinos down there on the right, too. Down there by those 2 ostriches. A couple more. All right, now the ostriches I see here are gray, so they're girls. Boys are black. Then the only thing on the reserve can outrun my truck, reach here and bite you, those guys. And I've seen them do it. That's why they freak me out, man. They don't have teeth, but if they grab you, you get the worst blood blister you ever had in your life. I know that for a fact. That's another reason they freak me out. Big, giant, scary birds. All right, I don't see any lions. Yeah, I told you it'd be long. Oh, I see a warthog coming up on the left, though. Hey, everybody loves warthogs. Everybody knows Pumbaa. There he is. Hello, warthog. It's a big old male, too. Look at that. What a good picture he is. I love warthogs. Always wanted to catch a little one and keep it for a pet. Someday I'm going to get me one of those. They're smart like dogs. Most people know how smart pigs are. Warthogs are no exception. Zebras, big ugly thunder chickens. Oh, I know why they're here. Right here on the right. Look at that. Eggs. A lot of people never seen an ostrich egg. You know those things weigh 3 pounds each. They tell me it takes 24 chicken eggs to make an ostrich egg, everybody. And of course it's the largest egg in the world because the big ugly largest bird in the world over there. Wait a minute. 3 pounds. That's an egg. Alright, now I'll tell you what, we're having pretty good luck for the time of day it is. But there's one more little watering hole around the corner up here I'm going to drive by and check. Just to see if there's anything by it. Alright, I found another crazy bird. A couple yellow-billed storks over here at the water hole on the right. Now they're kind of pretty, but these guys are just terrible. And I'll tell you why. They are carnivores, and they will eat anything they can swallow, and I mean anything. Because get this, they even eat other baby birds of their own species, everybody. And that's like freaky wrong, right? And it's like they eat their cousins' children. That's sad. You know, it really is. I mean, that's bad enough to be a cannibal, eat your own kind's babies. That's just terrible if you think about it. What a bad little bird. No doubt about that, man. That's just not right. Not right at all. Alright, but I'll tell you what, for the middle of the day, I guess we had pretty good luck. We found a couple animals out there today, not bad. Unfortunately, though, well, the warden's post just around the corner, so I gotta head back there and I'm gonna drop everybody off. It's a short trip to the Harambe village from there, but if you want to see